Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep! Today we are covering Black Clover chapter 262 and the development of Asta's relationship with the anti-magic demon. The chapter picks up with Asta on the ground again! The guy really can't catch a break, huh?
Bruh.
Like for real though, this dude spent 5 chapters on the ground, not able to move, and obviously we understand the visual impact of scenes like this. Tabata is trying to showcase the obstacles in front of Asta as he is inferior to the people and doesn't actually know much. A bit of visual language per se. However, these events are making Asta even more dummy thick. Look at that chest, bruh. My man's chest is gonna be bigger than mimosas at this point.
Damn, boy, he's thick.
Asta notices the small devil on the shoulder of the Black Bull Vice-Captain known as Nacht. The demon starts talking and having a casual conversation with him. This is something we've never really seen before, as Zagrid was a cliche evil demon who didn't really want to sit down and talk with anyone. The anti-magic devil barely shows himself enough to have a real conversation, and Lucifer straight up gave up on Dante when he got bodied by Yami. He didn't bother to show up at all, and we all know why, right? Say it with me guys, Dante was just a simp. This dude is a simp for Lucifer, bro. For Lucifer, bro. Yo, for real guys, thank you for the feedback on the song we produced last week. Dante's simp merch will come out soon since you guys requested it, and shout out to my editor Kevin for producing the song. Check out his channel as he really does have the talent for it. I've never ever rapped in my entire life before. That's the first time I've ever done it. But if you think we should make more content like that, make sure to smash the like button and notification bell for the channel. Let's get to at least 15-20,000 likes, why don't we? And then I'll know, alright, let me make another song about Asta's horror. Anyway, Nacht's demon talks to him casually as if they are friends. This tells us that there is a way to tame a devil and become the master of it, so to speak. As his devil, Gumero? Oh wait, I need to look up how do I pronounce this name. Gumero. Guimero. Gumero, mero, mero. Guimero. Mero, mero, mero. Yeah, Guimero calls him Sir Nacht, by the way, meaning he's submitted to him, almost like a companion. Why would Guimero call him Sir Nacht otherwise? Just within this small couple of panels, we've learned so much more about the devils. And honestly, I just can't wait to see a little cutie ass chibi AMD. Imagine him just sitting and chilling on Asta's thick ass shoulder, 2 buddies just vibing, and that would be so sick, to be honest. But we also know that there must be more to Guimero, like how did he come to this world, and does he give 100% power to Nacht? As the chapter also explains that he has a bigger form like all the other devils, and this is just a shape that he's taken when he's showing himself. It's then revealed that Nacht was just chosen as the vice captain because Yami felt like it. There was no rhyme or reason to it. Nacht also admits that it's understandable for no one to know who he is since he had never ever been to the hideout once in his life. Asta asks why, and this one sentence made Nacht my least favorite character in the whole of Black Clover. He said he hates my boy, Yami!
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
How could you hate this hunk of a man, you unkosher swine? Leave my presence or suffer the wrath of my balls, the magic! But as much as he hates my favorite character, he also makes a point to reiterate that Yami is still alive, and they have some time before the Triad actually kills him. Now, it doesn't appear as though Nacht can see Yami or anything, which tells us that there is a specific requirement that needs to be met before the Triad plan can succeed, and meeting those said requirements takes some time. Nacht would know, of course, as he infiltrated the Spade Nation and learned of their plans, stealing their research. For now, we just have to trust Nacht that he is telling the truth and that his information is accurate. At the end of the day, the fate of the whole world is residing on it. Remember that 90% of humanity will die if the Dark Triad succeed, as they plan to open Hell's portal so that demons can come to Earth freely to incarnate themselves in humans. We know demons were banished in the past by previous magic users, and maybe at a time when all races lived in harmony. For example, we know from the Heart Queen history books that the Dark Triad plan has been conducted before in the past, meaning that there must have been a World Tree magic user and a dark magic user in the past, right? Otherwise, how did this plan succeed? This makes sense as to why William had a devil scar on his forehead for this foreshadowing and his link to the other world, and Yami supposedly out of nowhere came to the world and isekai'd? It cannot be a coincidence, and I hope Tabata clears it up all soon. I want a Yami backstory, mate. But going back to the chapter, one thing we can clearly see is that Nacht is brutally honest. He states whatever he wants with no regard for how it makes the others feel. Kind of like Zora, except Nacht does it whenever, not just when he's angry. One clear example of this is when he tells Asta that he has no talent. Okay, wait, so you're telling me the main protagonist of a shonen has no talent? Are you kidding me? Asta learned ki control in a day in the middle of a fight, fam. Try and do that yourself. Asta has a harem, Asta is thick, Asta is strong, Asta killed Zagrid, Asta under pressure basically killed Dante, the simp of the Spade Nation, and became practically captain level, and you're saying he has no talent?
That nigga's tripping.
Nacht tells Asta that they should rest properly tonight and that he wants to take him somewhere in the morning, most likely where they're going to start his devil training. This is where I think we'll see Asta fully control the anti-magic devil power deal that he made with this new arm, or become even more under his control. Both are very possible. An interesting thing to note is that Nacht distances himself as a human of some sort, because if we look at chapter 261, he states, "A human who can't defeat me will never be able to rescue Yami." Couldn't he just realistically say, if you cannot defeat me, how will you rescue Yami? Why did he have to mention the human aspect in a way as if he's not that himself? Or this definitely tells us that Nacht has knowledge of other races and demons through his missions. Maybe using Weg magic, which also makes you lose your humanity and has been confirmed, this could affect him, Dante, Vanica, and Zenon, as they all speak in a similar manner as if humans are below them, and they don't refer to themselves as such anymore, as if they are superior and one of the demons themselves. The use of Weg and Asta proclaiming in the chapter that he will rely on Nacht to train him in its use, practically begging him to use the devil's strength, it showcases how the Asta we love is slowly changing. Asta just stated in previous chapters in 258 for example, that he will speak and interact with his devil a lot more than before, and he thought about it. Nacht has just showcased in his debut that he has a friendship with the demon that talks to him openly, just as Asta intended to do before he even met him. This foreshadows the Naruto and Kurama-like relationship that can possibly form in the future. Now before you guys say, "Oh my god, anime balls game, how can you say this? Black Clover is not like Naruto. Why did you have to go and put this in people's heads, your mother? Oh, fuck you, anime balls game." Fam, you guys need to calm down. Didn't you watch my Anti-Magic Devil series? I explained the possibilities of who the Anti-Magic Demon is. And I already explained that Asta will create a relationship with the Anti-Magic Demon almost 7 to 8 months ago. Please watch this 4-part series so far if you haven't. If you want to understand who the Anti-Magic Demon is, what's his purpose, why did he choose Asta? This is an amazing series. All of you loved it, god damn it. But basically, as a community, we all know that the most obvious factor is that the Anti-Magic Devil is a reject, and we also know the 5-leaf grimoire was predestined for Asta. I confirmed in other videos that Zagrid told us that grimoire are chosen and connected to a soul. That's how he knew Pathri would get the 5-leaf grimoire 500 years in the future. Just like how Asta was the only person to get the 5-leaf grimoire that the Anti-Magic Demon owns. We also know for a fact that Anti-Magic Demon hates the hierarchy system and already told us that he wants to destroy the other demons clearly. Right now, it seems like he only protects Asta to protect himself, but it will be a pleasant surprise to hear that the Anti-Magic Demon was just like him, and that's why in chapter 97 he said he is the closest person to him, as they share the same parallels of what they suffer from society in their respective worlds, right? Both of them are outcasts, both of them are treated badly within the world that they're from, and they also have a magic or something that no one else understands. So of course, for Asta to keep his devil training going, he needs to establish a relationship with him just as Nacht did. Don't act like no one saw this coming. The plot would just be stuck in its place and go nowhere if Asta didn't start a relationship with him. Don't forget, bruh, we hard as balls deep prediction magic here. I'm sure Tabata would find a way to make it original enough, or maybe even do something different altogether. Meanwhile, in the captain's meeting room, we see all the other captains that, you know, didn't get captured by the Spade Nation meeting up together to discuss what just happened. We also see Yuno there, as we should, since he's the next one in charge of what's left of the Golden Dawn. Yuno is of course depressed because he remembers the worst day of his life.
I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood. worst days that I've had in a long time. I'm not in the mood to play with anybody.
We also get to see Julius again, but like everyone else, he doesn't look too particularly happy about this meeting. It's as if he knew the outcome of what would happen because of his balls deep prediction magic. He is definitely the one that sent Nacht to be a spy. Anyway, it looks as though their meeting is ending and they just finished giving their report on what happened to the Black Bulls, about the Tree of Gleefor and what the requirements for it are. Real seems surprised by this fact and Charlotte acts rather cold about Yami being gone. But of course, we all know that this is bullshit because she's in love with Yami just like me.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really.
Yuno says that they all had done their best they could, but the Triad are just way too powerful and are clearly able to overpower captains, even without using their full power. Jack laughs at Yuno and accuses him of exaggerating their strength because he got beaten. First off, Jack, it's kind of a prick thing to say if you ask me. That's kind of the worst thing to say to someone who just lost half their squad. And second off, look at Yuno's face. Don't you have any emotional intelligence or can read a room, goddammit?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I think Yuno is going to dwell in his depression while Asta will learn to rise above it, creating more of a gap between them emotionally and personally. Because remember, Yuno got stripped of everything, of his identity on top of that, and he's the prince of the Spade Nation. What's he gonna do? Fuguelion says that this world and the underworld may soon start to connect, if they aren't already connected, if the Dark Triad done it already. And to prevent the worst from happening, they have to move immediately. Then the captain that we don't know the name of starts speaking.
Who?
The one with the mustache.
Who?
Kaiser.
Bruh.
Yeah, Kaiser says the condition of Yami and William is unknown. Real then asks if it's because they're already dead, and Charlotte warns Real not to speculate on something so serious, which was kind of a weird and dumb question from Real. Moving on, Jack sees no point in continuing the meeting and starts to walk away, when Nozel stops him and asks him if he plans on attacking the Spade Kingdom. This would honestly make sense and explains his attitude towards Yuno, because we all know Jack the Ripper actually doesn't want to admit that he's worried about his best friend and rival Yami. Jack of course denies the accusation and says that it's none of their concern if he did plan to. This tells us that he'll most likely try to despite what he says, and honestly the captains are gonna form together after Nacht reveals all the information he got as a spy. Another thing that I enjoyed about this chapter is that Charlotte calls Jack out on his bullshit. Nozel admits he'd love to kill the Triad as well with his own hands, and let's not forget that Nozel knows the truth about his mother Assia Silva, as Dorothy revealed this in chapter 222, that Nozel knew that she was cursed and Meduclia was the cause of it. So Nozel will join on the quest with his sister Noelle to destroy his enemy, making this story run deep. Suddenly Fuguelion is like, shut the hell up! And Real's like, why is this meeting so messed up without Yami, who's normally the one who messes up the meetings? Honestly, this is a good point. As much as he might bring dysfunction, he really is the kind of glue that held them all together. At the end of the day, the message of Black Clover is stating that the Black Bulls are a group of people that are seen as wrongdoers or weirdos by society, but their liberation of being themselves and true to themselves and being confident about it is what makes them stand out and correct in a nation that lies about itself. A nation that covers up the things in the shadows, and everyone's a dickhead, to be quite honest. At the end of the chapter, Nacht shows up carrying Asta, and it's really funny, just like Julius did in chapter 36, and he asks the captain to quiet the freak down as he's about to explain the plan. Anyway guys, that's everything I wanted to say for this week's chapter. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, and what was the other one? Yeah, I forgot. Anyway, bye guys.